Hi everybody, it's Nicole from the Hudson Area Public Library, and I'm going to be showing you how to make a wizarding quill pen. Now I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, so I can just imagine that this is the kind of things that all the students at Hogwarts use to write and do their homework with. But you don't have to be a Harry Potter fan or a wizarding fan to make these. They're still really cool, they're really fun to write with, and you can really have fun decorating the feathers in any way you want. So this quill pen is actually going to be available as a kit at the library starting, I think, July 19th. So you can stop by the library after July 19th and pick up a kit with your supplies. And in your kit, you're going to have a couple white turkey feathers to make your quill pen. And you're also going to get some embroidery floss that we're going to use to kind of wrap the bottom of the pen like that. Just gives it a little bit more stability and stuff. You will need a couple more things from your house. You're going to need an ink pen to actually put in the bottom so you can actually write with it. And you're also going to need any supplies that you'll want to use to decorate your pen. And after I show you how to make it, I'll show you a couple of ways that I decorated some cool pens so you can get some ideas of how to do it if you'd like to do that. There's lots of different ways to do it, and I'm sure you have stuff around your house that you can use to decorate your pen. All right, guys, so step one is to actually make this feather into something that will actually write. And to do that, you need to go around your house and find a pen. And specifically, you need to find a pen that when you pull out the ink, you have a really skinny, I don't know, inkwell, like this, because what we're actually going to do is fit this up into the feather, okay? So you want one like this, or here's another one I have. It looks like that, okay? Step two is to cut the end of your feather off, just the tip of it. And you should end up with one that looks like this. And if you can see, there's actually a hollow area inside that feather. And we're basically just going to stick the pen inkwell into the feather, right? Now, there's stuff in the feather, so you can't usually stick the pen all the way up. So we're actually going to have to clip that pen. And to do that, you kind of figure out, I kind of hold and see how much pen actually fit up there, which was pretty much. So I'm going to cut about right here, I think, just to try. Now, when you cut, make sure you do it over a plate or something like that, because the ink can spill out and make a huge mess and stain. So just cut, okay? And then you just want to put the thing into there like that. And there you have it. And now you have a pen that can write. Now the last step you want to do, now that you know that you've got it all to fit, is to put a little dab of glue. I'm using hot glue, but you can also use Elmer's glue. You'll just have to let it dry a little bit longer. So just put a little dab of glue there and then just stick your pen in. So you want to do that on one of your feathers or both of your feathers to make them so that they actually write. And at this point, you're actually done. You have a quill pen. So if that's what you like and you want to keep it like this, then you can be finished. If you'd like to decorate your pens or the feathers a little bit, I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that I decorated some feathers that you can try at your house to make them a little bit more colorful or a little bit more interesting if you want. The first one we're going to do is using permanent markers and rubbing alcohol. So that will be up next. Okay guys, so I'm back. I've got a whole bunch of different Sharpie pens or any kind of permanent marker I think would use. I just happen to have Sharpies with a whole bunch of different colors. And all I'm going to do is just take whatever color I want, and I can put any pattern I want on my feather. And I would do front and back. You want to get a lot of ink on the feather, because when you add the alcohol, here's my alcohol, it helps to make the ink kind of spread and kind of flow together, and you almost end up with something that looks, I'll show you the pen again, like tie-dye, kind of. So that's kind of what we're going for. So I will get mine colored with Sharpies, and then I'll be back and we'll put the alcohol on it and we'll see what we get. Okay guys, I have got my feather all colored. Make sure you have a piece of paper or something underneath, because you'll see that the marker came through really easily when I was coloring my feather. And I decided, since I have red ink in here, that I would do kind of like a phoenix feather. So I started with blue and black down at the bottom, and then red, and then orange, and then yellow. So I thought that'll look pretty cool, and hopefully maybe I'll have like a phoenix feather looking quill when I'm done. Next thing to do is to get out your rubbing alcohol and also a plate or something that you can put your feather in, because the alcohol will run all over. All right, so the best way I found to do this is to take a straw and put it in there, and just like you do like at home where you put your finger over it, don't need that much, but put the straw in a little ways and then flop it off so you've got some alcohol in there, and then just dribble it on your feather and just see what it does. It should start kind of making those colors run together a little bit. Be really careful, because it will come off all over your fingers. And then mine is dripping all over. I need to be careful. Then of course you want to let it dry. So kind of get everything where you want it. I think that looks pretty cool. It didn't run as much as it has in the past, but I still kind of like it. I think it looks pretty cool. All right guys, so here is my permanent marker and rubbing alcohol feather all the way completed. After the alcohol dried, I painted some gold paint all the way down the shaft of the feather. Then I took the embroidery floss that came in my kit, and I just wrapped it around this part. It just makes it a little stronger and kind of finishes it off. That's really easy to do. I just used my hot glue gun, and on the back of the feather, I did like a row of hot glue. I stuck the end of the floss into the glue and just wrapped. Just wrapped until I got to the top, tied a little knot at the top, and put a little dab of glue on the knot to hold everything together, and my pen was done. So there's one example of a pen done with permanent markers and alcohol. So the next one I'm going to show you is to paint with paint. Paint your feather with paints, basically. Very easy to do. It's just painting on the feather. I think I'm going to pick out a couple colors and do some stripes. I have found that it's better to do a little bit of paint, like a stripe or a dot or something like that, other than color or paint the whole feather with paint, because the paint is kind of heavy and it kind of weighs down the feather. So I found that that is the better way to do it. Now you might try thinning out your paint or something like that and find that that works really well. So I'd love to see it if you do get it to work really cool. That would be really awesome. So we'll go to work on this one next. All right guys, well here is the painted quill all done. And I used some metallic blue and some purple and just painted it right on there. And it turned out pretty cool. I really liked the metallic blue, so I also really carefully painted the shaft of the feather with the blue. And then just like I did with the other pen, I used some embroidery floss. I used purple this time. Put a hot glue on it, wrapped it up, and I have a finished quill pen. So there you have it. There are 2 quill pens made with turkey feathers and embroidery floss and old pens. I hope you have a good time doing this craft, you guys. And if you could, send me a picture at the email address down below so I can see what you guys made. And if you decorated your quill with something different besides paint or the permanent markers, I would love to see them and see what kind of things that you came up with when you made your quills. So have a great summer. Please don't forget to send me an email so I can see what your quills ended up looking like. And we'll see you soon at the Hudson Area Public Library. Bye-bye.